Hi everyone, this is a video for GEO2230 Reconstructing Past Environments on how to effectively deliver a presentation. So this is in relation to your group presentations where you have to deliver as a team a mini lecture, and we've uploaded some useful content around how to structure a presentation and how to structure presentation slides on the Ellie page, but this video is more focused on how to effectively deliver a presentation. So this video covers quickly why presentation skills are important and what the importance of knowing who your audience is, what is your message, working and delivering as a group, what you can expect when you're up there delivering a presentation in front of people, how to perform during a presentation, understanding what is your presentation style, and then I've got some videos for you to watch in your own time as a source of inspiration. Presentation skills are really important. Science communication is not just about writing essays or reports, but about being able to communicate sometimes really complex scientific concepts to a range of audiences. And you'll have to deliver presentations throughout your degree, you'll be assessed on those, but also we know that students that can confidently stand up and present in front of an audience are also more likely to engage in lecture discussions too. So it's a real skill. Also, presentation skills are important for personal growth and professional development. You'll use presentation skills in meetings, in interviews, including job interviews, and any public speaking opportunities that might come your way. It really is a transferable skill for your degree and beyond. So with any talk, any public speaking, any presentation, it's really important to understand who your audience is. Are the audience comprised of experts in the field that you're talking about? Have they already got some background knowledge in the subject area or no knowledge at all? And this is really important to understand because it determines the kind of language that you're going to use. Do you need to use really scientific terminology, or does your language need to be really accessible? And sometimes you might use a mixture of both if you're a little bit unsure. So that would involve introducing scientific terminology and then giving a really brief explanation. It's also really important to understand what your message is. What information do you need to get across to the audience in the time you have allocated? When we're presenting, we're working to strict time constraints. So what are the key take-home messages that you want to convey? You need to be concise. The same way that words will eat up an essay word count, waffling during a presentation just eats up time. So you need to have a really clear plan of what it is you're going to say, and you need to practice talking out loud. Go through your talk, say it out loud, in front of the mirror, in front of people, even better. One of my top tips is to know that first thing that you're going to say, your first line. Have that in your head, have a clear message of what it is you're going to say, because if you can start a talk and you can talk clearly and confidently, that's a fantastic start to build your confidence and build your momentum as you go through your talk. Also, you're presenting individually, but you need to make sure that your message is coherent between the group as a whole. So delivering as a group then, again, the whole group needs to keep to the allocated time slot. So again, you need to prepare, plan and practice as a group, so the talk as a whole. Also, as a group, everyone needs to be able to check the slides and check the transitions between the slides, and how are you going to transition between speakers? Is everybody happy? Does everybody know how this talk is going to play out? A fantastic way, again, to practice is to time each other, but you need to make sure that you've got cohesion. How does everything come together as a group presentation? If people know the plan and how the talk is going to pan out, then you're going to be confident, and that's going to come through in the way that you deliver your section of the talk. Okay, so what can you expect when you're up delivering your mini lecture in front of the other groups? Well, you may feel a bit nervous and anxious, okay, and that's completely normal. There'll be some of you that might have some experience of talking in front of groups, maybe in some other assessments, but no matter how much experience you've got, most people feel nervous when they get up and they deliver a talk or a presentation. So you might want to bring a drink so you can have a sip of water, Also think about maybe what you're going to wear, because sometimes when we get nervous we sweat, so that's also something to think about. So you will be presenting to an audience, but the audience is going to be a friendly, supportive one, because their audience is going to be made up of your cohort and other people who are going to be standing up and talking about their topics and delivering their mini lectures. So it is going to be a supportive audience, and the audience are going to ask you questions. And it's really important in this assessment that you do ask a question when you're watching the presentations as well. So you're assessed on that, your engagement with other talks. So whether you're, when you're going to be asked questions, like, try not to feel nervous about that. No one's trying to catch you out. We're just giving you an opportunity to display your background knowledge, your deeper understanding of this research topic. So the hard work that you've put in gives you that opportunity to talk a little bit more about what you've presented about. So have a little think around what questions people might ask you, so you can be prepared for that. And also, it's okay not to know the answer to something. Okay, if someone throws up a really specific question that is something you don't know, you've not covered, then again, think, is this an opportunity where I could demonstrate some of my understanding? If you can maybe pivot the question slightly. But also, it's okay to say, you know, that's a great question and something that I need to look into. When we talk in front of an audience, we are putting on a performance. What we'd like to see is your confidence and enthusiasm coming through for the subject that you've been researching. We don't want you to just read from a script. You can build a script, build some notes, and use those to prepare for your presentation, but please don't read a script from a piece of paper. Instead, you can use your slides, your PowerPoint slides or your slides, as a prompt. And if you've got some slides, then please interact with them. So don't just ignore the PowerPoint presentation that you spent ages making, okay? So when we're doing that and we're talking about a PowerPoint presentation that might be to the side of us or behind us, you need to think about your body language. Don't put your back to the audience when you're talking about the slides. Make sure you're in a position that people can still see you, and have an open body language. I've got my arms out, but you just can't quite see them. An open body language will bring the audience in to what you're saying. Okay, so use your arms, point to things on your slides. Speech is also really important. My advice to you is to just slow it down. This will make what you're saying really clear to people. They'll be able to hear you and understand you. So also you need to make sure that you're projecting your voice. You've got an appropriate level of volume so that the people at the back can hear what you're saying too. If the audience can hear you, they're going to enjoy your talk better. If you do find, this sometimes happens to me, when I start talking, sometimes I'll start quite quickly. So if the nerves maybe are at play and you've started your talk and you've started really quickly, it's fine. Just take a moment. My tip is just to take a moment, take a pause, okay? Gather yourself and then consciously slow down your talking. And that's great because it allows your brain to catch up with what you're saying, okay? And it's fine to take a breath, take a pause. It can be a really effective way of making a point. Also, you might want to take a drink. Something I think that's key when you're presenting is to make eye contact with the audience. One way you can do this, and again, this feeds into kind of body language as well, is deliver what you're saying to a member of the audience. Make eye contact with them and deliver the information to them. That could be one sentence. Look at another audience member, make eye contact, and deliver the second bit of information. And then the third audience member, deliver another piece of information. And that way you're bringing in the whole room to your talk. It helps slow you down so that you're clear in what you're saying. And also it really gives a weight of importance to the things that you're saying. You're not just saying things, you're delivering some useful, important information. Okay, so making eye contact can be really effective. Now, what is your presenting style? Everyone has a different style of presenting. My advice to you is to really let your personality shine through. What are you comfortable with? Be authentic. If you feel comfortable and authentic, you're going to actually enjoy presenting. So there's different types of presenting styles, two kind of like extremes. One, you have some people and they're like really enthusiastic and they're really energetic and they have big arm movements and they kind of move around on the spot or move around in the room when they talk, and that's fine. And then other people are a lot more reserved. Okay, they stand still, their hand gestures are smaller, less obvious, as effective. Okay, we're just all very different, and that everything's fine in between those two styles too. What we're looking for is professional, concise, clear and effective communication, but stay true to yourself and be authentic in how you deliver it. So just to finish up, I've got 3 videos that I'd like you to watch. They're all between 5 and 10 minutes long. This first one is by Will Stephen, and it's called How to Sound Smart in Your TED Talk, and it's a really great video. He says absolutely nothing useful at all, but it's all in the delivery and it's all in the body language and how he changes his tone of his voice throughout the talk for great effect to build a narrative. Also, there's some nice engagement with PowerPoint slides, and also this presentation is very humorous, but please be aware that humour doesn't always work in a presentation, okay? It needs to be reserved for an appropriate message and an appropriate audience. But that doesn't mean you can't be personable. And this is a fantastic talk by Lucretia Berry Daniels. She's talking about personal experience and perspective. So she's not got a PowerPoint slide behind her. And she is very personal when she talks. And she does that tactic of making eye contact with different audience members as she delivers what she's saying. And this is a really effective tool, and it's demonstrated brilliantly here. Also, she has got some notes. So she's not got a PowerPoint, but she has got a little kind of like some notes with her that she effectively just looks down as a prompt and then continues delivering. She's very personable and she's got very slow, clear delivery. Okay, another great example. And then finally, we have our 3rd video, which is Claire Belcher. Again, it's another it's another TED talk here, TEDx Exeter. And this is more aligned to the scientific content that's going to be in your talks. It's delivered in a really concise way with really effective PowerPoint slides and information. She's talking here, Claire's talking to a general public audience, and she engages that audience whilst relaying lots of scientific information, but in a really accessible way. She uses questions to engage the audience, and she challenges perception to get the audience thinking about the subject matter that she's talking about, and she really brings the audience on the journey through her talk. So hopefully you've found some of that information helpful to you in preparing for your presentations. Good luck in working as a team and developing your presentations and rehearsing them. We are looking forward to seeing your mini lectures. If you have any other questions around this assessment, then you can leave them in the Padlet on the Ellie page under the assessment tile.